What's good, everyone? How's it going, everybody? Yeah, feeling good today. Hope everybody is doing well. See Mr. Spook in the chat. What is up? What's going on, everybody? Gonna do some stories today. I think going forward, I think Tuesdays work really well. Is today Tuesday? I think today is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesdays work really well, so I think I'm going to do streaming every Tuesday is the game plan going forward. So, yeah, some news for there. Chris McNeil, what is up, my dude? Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good night, everybody, wherever you're at. Hello. The Franken-Teddy opening, that's a throwback. I was so happy I was able to do, like, an updated, I guess, like, a remastered version of that story. Because that was really, like, the first story that ever blew up on the channel, and then being able to do it again for Christmas last year was really cool. And then, like, a single video, too. But a lot of people actually prefer the first one, so it's kind of nice to have both versions up, I guess. Hey, creeps, it's Turtle. I had to change my profile to my real name for school contacts. Sorry if it's confusing. No problem. I always refer to you as Turtle. It's Wednesday, my dude. Yeah, Blue Hernandez with the What It Do Mortals. That's always a good opening, too. But yeah, on the agenda today, gonna do some more scary stories of the true variety. Yeah, today's usually the day where I try to knock out my true scary stories for the week. So I like to stream them. Tortle. So it was, Shark Biscuit, that's how I found your channel, was the Write a Letter to Satan. Yeah, no, it was a big story. I think a lot of people first caught on through that video, so truly grateful. The Odd Lemon. I didn't forget about you, Odd Lemon. I know what you're going for still. I've actually been pretty busy with the podcast stuff a lot recently. Things are starting to pick up a lot with that, but hey, an OnlyFans still might be on the way. But no, podcast stuff is really picking up. I'm trying to like really add more to it than just like the stories itself. So there's gonna be more intros and like breaks in between stories where I just talk. And I'm gonna burp, but yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. What is up? When is I'm a Monster created by the government part 6 coming out? I think part 6 came out on Sunday, or part 7, one of the two. Regardless though, I kind of mix up the parts sometimes. If you go to the, just the Mr. Creeps YouTube channel, and there's a playlist for the entire series along with the Wolf Lake series. So it's easier to find versus having to pick through all the videos. But yeah, I think there's 6 or 7 parts out for it now. Hello, I stopped a guy out front from attacking a customer with an umbrella yesterday. I gotta get to work. You gotta save people from umbrellas. You're a true hero. Indeed. FBI and CIA they're in cahoots. Styles, what's going on? Trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like I had something I wanted to say, but I can't remember. I cannot remember. I can't remember. I watched a movie last night on Netflix. It was, I can't remember the title of that either. It's like Things Heard and Seen or whatever. And, it was interesting. I guess it really wasn't like a horror movie, where I think it was advertised as that. I would consider it more of a thriller, but it was pretty good. Shadow Honeytail, what is today's story on your main channel? Today's story is... Oh, it's actually a really good one. It kind of revolves around, like, virus stuff, too, and the CDC, so... yeah, I think you guys will like this one a lot. It's a good one. I have psychology class in 23 minutes. Have you seen Nobody? Huh. I have not. That movie is awesome. Alright. Let me get this stuff pulled up. Or attempt to, at least. Wow. Creeps, you look like the baby. Hey, I'll take it. The baby's a pretty cool looking dude. What kind of content would be on the OnlyFans, though? I don't know, it'll be a surprise, I guess. I don't even know. It could be anything. More than anything, though, I feel like the Odd Lemon is just kind of like memed it into existence, so it almost has to happen now. I don't know. Yeah, Jags, How I Met Your Mother's sad at the end. I agree. Yeah, of course Mr. Spook would want feet pics. That sounds about right. Alright, I gotta pull these stories up. Dog creeps. Dog creeps. I want to get some new music for the stream too. I feel like this, I've had the same music for a while now. I went to my brother's birth and said, "Oh look, it's the baby." Alright, yeah, the two themes for the scary stories. The first one's kind of like island, beach, vacation kind of stuff. So that'll be the first like couple stories, and the other one is... The second theme is kind of like taxi drivers or like cabs. So, kind of quite different, but I don't know. I don't think I've done either of the themes so far, so I'm gonna try those. Hey Shadow, thanks for stopping by. Have a good time at school. Uh-oh, Turtle, that's a big accusation. Also, cats have not made an appearance yet. I'm sure they will, but they're chilling right now. I think they're sleeping, and that's usually the time they sleep. Alright. Let's see. Cabs do be dangerous, though. Do you guys have any recommendations for new music? I'm always looking to get into new music. It's just tough because you can't play certain things on stream, but just regardless, if you guys have any recommendations, I'd like to check them out. Mr. Creep, what's up? Like the campfire set. Like the instrument... I can't even talk. Like the instrumental version legit feels like the opening to a horror movie. Huh. Runaway by Aura. What up? Alright, let's get into these stories. Yeah, no, Styles, he's like a big one. Kevin, I don't know how to say it either. McLeod or MacLeod or something. But I was always curious when I first stumbled upon, because all this stuff's pretty much like royalty free. Um, and I stumbled upon it, and I thought he was just like somebody used frequently throughout the narration community or just the creepypasta community. But I forgot what it was. Like I was watching like some big movie, and his stuff was in it, and I was like, whoa, this dude's actually like ginormous. But I was just surprised by it. Kevin McLeod. What's going on, the purple turnip? Welcome from the Discord. Yeah, it's a good point. I wonder if taxis and like cabs are just like really, they're probably still super frequent in like really big cities. But I wonder if like the Uber and Lyft and all that stuff is really like taking them over more. I didn't really think about it. It's interesting though. Please don't demod. I don't know, Styles. It might happen. Alright. So, first story is titled... Let's see what it's titled. Ooh, it's a good one. Alright, first story is Meeting a Murderer on an Island. Spooky. I'm gonna let you use my Crunchyroll account. Alright. Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of that stuff and hasn't transitioned to like bigger movies. Because I feel like, I don't know, some of the music's just so good. Just like super ambient music or just like really atmospheric. Totally just, you can totally set the mood with music. Okay, here we go. My girlfriend and I took some time out to do some backpacking and travel the world. Whoa, good start. My girlfriend and I took some time out to do some backpacking and travel the world. We went to some incredible places and met interesting people, but our most interesting story is probably this one. As I said above, we went all over. Ooh, I don't know how to... Whoops. I think we might be in danger. There's a tree creepypasta. I think my neighbor might be beginning to mow the lawn. So we could be in major trouble here. Like, scary stories and like creepypastas don't get me anymore. It's when my neighbor tries to mow the lawn when I'm recording. That's like the scariest thing. And I'm stuffed up. As I said above, we went all over Bolivia, Mexico, many places that have some unsafe reputations. However, we are both pretty good at reading people and staying out of trouble, so we never have any major incidents. We were on a fairly tight budget at this point in our journey, as we had recently been to Japan and wanted to chill for a bit before finding some work in Vietnam. We decided to volunteer on a Cambodian island. It's a bit of a luxury island full of resorts that we couldn't normally afford to stay at, so it seemed like a good gig. I worked behind the bar at this resort and my girlfriend worked in the restaurant. In return, we got to sleep in the dorm and our own meals were free. The manager told me that since I was working behind the bar, and a Scottish and English guy who lived in the island would... That doesn't make sense. Mow your lawn back to assert dominance. Okay, I'll run out really quick. Alright. That is the secret, I auto-tune my voice. The manager told me that since I was working behind the bar, a Scottish and English guy who lived on the island would likely come and see me, and that his name was Dog. That might be the strangest sentence I've ever heard. And his name was Dog. Snoop Dogg. What? It didn't take long for this to take place. A fairly old guy in his late 50s and early 60s came into the bar. He was quite tall and still powerfully built, and was accompanied by a massive Rottweiler, which he quickly told me was also called Dog. And we had a bit of a laugh. Okay, I can't take this story really serious. So there's a man named Dog, and there's a dog named Dogged. Dogged. And together, they are Dog and Dog, the bounty hunter. We had a bit of a laugh, talking the crap out of each other. He was making fun of me for being Scottish, and I was making fun of him, going by the name Dog, and being English, standard British. What? Alright, hang on everybody, this story it's gonna pick up. Yeah, I'm actually Howie Mandel, I just knuckle bump everybody. Yeah, I could be mumble rapper Lil Creeps. I could be the Creeps, as somebody said before. And being... okay. Alright. And I was making fun of him for going by the name Dog and being Easting. I'm off my game. Okay, I'm sorry. And I was making fun of him for by that going... So if people ever wonder how much I mess up, this is like... this is normal. And I was making fun of him for going by the name Dog and being British. I noticed that he was always wearing wife beaters which said, Dogs Offshore Bar, and had a picture of his dog, the Rottweiler. Alright, I gotta refocus. Just too much dog. Story should just be called Dog. It had a picture of his dog, the Rottweiler, on it. I got to know more about Dog the man. He used to work in construction and offshore. As did I, so we had quite a bit to talk about. And heaps of opportunity to talk as he usually arrived for his first beer at around 7 a.m. He was clearly an alcoholic. But he never struck me as a bad person early on. Just a sadly complicated one. Like when you talk to someone... Too much dog. I am Dog, the bounty hunter. This is a curse story. Alright. I'm not gonna mess up the rest of this story. That's most likely a lie. What have I walked into? I don't know. You walked into Dog. Anyone who's ever been to Vietnam, Thailand, or Cambodia, or any Southeast Asian country, will understand how rare it is to see a dog that isn't some kind of street mutt or tiny pet. Dog's huge dog would stand out even in Europe, however. Even for a Rottweiler, it was huge. Massively muscular with a metal chain to give some semblance of control if it was to kick off. I really liked dogs, so I was quite interested in what this huge dog was doing on the island, and always made sure to have some water out for it. It was friendly enough, but it never left his owner's side and seemed to be a working dog in terms of its intensity. It was clearly a guard dog. Ever see that episode of South Park where Cartman is the hall monitor and he parodies dog? Yeah, that one's really funny. I saw that one a long time ago. It's funny though. Alright, dog. It turned out the dog was actually a Finnish drug dealer's dog. And that dog, the person, had brought him. He told me the dog had an attack command, and he kept him primed by using it often on the other island dogs. He told me that it had killed multiple dogs this way. I didn't believe this at first, but there was then... Okay. Well, I don't really think dog is a good person. Not the dog, but dog. Dog the dog, you know what I'm saying? Dog. Dog. Yeah, whoa. I didn't believe this at first, but there was then... This is a catastrophe. Absolute catastrophe. What dog? What up, dog? Could on a hot dog. I didn't believe this at first, but there was an island dog the manager would often leave food out for, and this dog would come near the bar, usually, when a monster dog, wasn't about, but that night, he must have been hungry enough to brave it. And dog hissed the command and the Rottweiler bounded for the island dog, knocking over chairs and all sorts until he was called off. It was pretty scary. Alright, try to understand that sentence. I think there's like 4 separate dogs in that one sentence. When this video actually goes live, people are going to be so confused. They're like, okay, there's a story about a dog, but dog has a dog, and dog's dog attacks island dogs. But dog's dog is a Rottweiler, and he's a drug-dealing dog. But he also attacks other dogs. But dog is an alcoholic. But dog's dog is actually probably pretty nice. And then dog's dogs, island dogs. Okay, I lost it. Alright, we're on this. One night, I sat at the bar talking with Dog about his job that I would be taking on soon at a... okay. I lied. One night, I was sat at the bar talking with Dog about this job that I would be taking on soon at a digital marketing company. I was in talks with the CEO of this company at the time. It was for a digital marketing job in which I would work from home or coffee shops updating and improving websites. He said that it sounded made up and that the company was likely some kind of con to get my bank details. I told him that it was a real company and that I had Googled it. He was pretty gone at this point and the restaurant was now closed. So my girlfriend had joined us and we were all having a beer at the bar. He told me... Alright, we're getting away from the dog, so it's starting to make a little more sense. I'm so confused, so we're all confused. He told my girlfriend how I believed everything I read online and how I shouldn't do that. He said people publish all kinds of made up stuff on there, and I asked what he was referring to, and he said, "And never Google me." So I was like, how could I Google your name? Your name's Dog. If I Googled you, I would just see a picture of an else. Is that a dog type? I don't know. There once was a dog, and his name was Dog, and he was owned by a man named Dog. If I Googled you, I would just see a picture of a dog. But then I remembered those tops that he wore. Dog's offshore bar, so I told him, "I'm going to Google you," laughing. He was getting quite annoyed, but at this point, other than owning a weaponized canine, I thought that he was pretty harmless. I was wrong. I began reading out a load of the interesting things I found out about his bar and related stories. Okay. Who wrote this? It must. Alright, FBI, that was pretty funny, man. Who wrote this? Someone must have heard them. Alright. I began reading out loud the interesting things I found out about his bar and other related stories. One of particular interest was about a conviction. The joking and laughing stopped, and I quickly stopped reading out loud. I looked quickly to my girlfriend, and I could see the smile leave her face as she realized we were drinking with a killer. It turned out this guy had murdered his wife and then been briefly imprisoned before paying bail. You can pay bail for murder in Thailand, and then fleeing the country before trial. He had stabbed her, and his alibi to the police was that he couldn't have killed her because he was a ladyboy on the beach at the time. What? That's so confusing. A ladyboy? Hey, thank you, Anonymous, for the $5 donation to the American Humane Association, helping out the animals. Thanks. He told us that he had been framed and that his wife's ex was in the police and that he'd... Oops. He told us that he had been framed and that his wife's ex was in the police, and that he had killed her for moving on. I was nodding along to everything that he said, and trying my best to show that I agreed with him, while making sure the machete I used to open up coconuts for cocktails was within easy reach, should his beast be given any command words. He told us about how hard it was being one of the few white guys in Thai prison, how he had to attack guards that get... Alright. He told us about how hard it was being one of the few English guys in Thai prison, how he had to attack guards to get into solitary confinement, and then they beat him mercilessly. He told us that they used to leave Shanks in his room and put him in the yard with bad people for him to get hurt. He told us that he had been killed before he went to prison, and that he killed while he was inside, but he didn't kill his wife. The story has really turned dark. It was a goofy story about dog with a dog, and then it turned dark, like, really quick. Alright, I lost my spot. We both acted like we believed him, and eventually he laughed. Oops. We both acted like we believed him, and eventually he left. The whole night, however, I was waiting next to the door for him and his dog to come for us. I even popped a bin up. Oops. Okay. This person is just writing words. Aren't we all? I even propped a bin up against the door so anyone coming in would knock it over so we would maybe have a chance to react. I nearly attacked my friend when he came in. It was pretty messed up. We quickly decided to leave after this and only saw Dog again once more. My girlfriend was opening a can of coconut milk for her curry, and he came by and jokingly asked if she needed a knife, and he patted his back pocket. The guy is known as Mick the Palm or Mick the Dog if you want to Google this. If you Google Dog's Offshore Bar, you'll see what I did. He was living on a tent on the island with his dog, keeping watch while he slept. I'm not sure if he's still there, but Dog, let's never meet again. Wowzer, that was a roller coaster ride. We made it through it. Yikes, man. And I guess they're true stories, so I'm gonna Google it. I'm curious. Dogs Offshore Bar. Wow, he's a real person. I mean, it's a real story, I guess, which is scary. Yeah, it's real. Creepy, man. True story about Dog. Headache moment. No, bro, you made it through it. Alright, now on to story 2. Hopefully, there's no dogs. 7:45. Okay. Kind of fit what I imagined too, I guess. Alright. Story 2. This one is just creeps by the beach. Hopefully not me. Hopefully I'm not creeps by the beach, but there are creeps by the beach. Alright. Story 2. The lawnmower is growing louder as we speak. Oh no, the lawnmower is approaching. I don't know where they're just a second. They're right behind me. This one is about a cat at a cat club. I can only hope. Alright. I seem to be a magnet for creeps and weirdos, and since I got such a positive response on my last experience, I figured I would share a few more with you all. I'll be writing in order of let's not meetness, so scroll to the end if you only want the scariest. A little bit of background. These all took place outside my home at the time, which was on the literal last block of a major city, right across the street from the beach. The building was framed on 4 sides by the beach, the woods, a construction site, and a few other sleepy houses, as well as a muni line. Think the subway but above ground. It's the very last stop on the muni, so unless you catch it at the right time of the day, or at the height of tourist season, the area is basically empty on the sidewalks. The house itself has an initial patio door, which it doesn't always fully close if you don't slam it, and then an entry area with a staircase and leading up to a second locked door that leads to the apartment. My first experience. I get home from work one day at about 9 p.m. and immediately get into a small spat with my roommates. After about 30 minutes, I decide to leave and cool off a little bit. I had planned on sitting on the porch outside, but as I looked across the street at the ocean, I decided it would be more peaceful there. I had never been to the beach at night for safety, but as I looked at the well-lit parking lot and no one in sight, I decided it would be alright. In the 1 block span from the beach to my home, there was a little wooded path that started on my street and dumped you out at the crosswalk for the beach. It also intersected with another pathway that took you down the coast. I sat for a bit. Everything was fine, and after a while, I started the 1-minute walk back on the little path. All of a sudden, I look up and see a man walking briskly on the intersecting path, looking right at me. I speed up a bit and try to ignore him, and as we hit the section where the two paths intersect, I end up being about a foot away from him. Alright, this one is night and day as far as just flow, so it's nice. Unacceptable. Alright. He calls out to me, "Hey, I want to talk to you." I ignore him, and after a few more steps, he reaches out his hand and grabs a part of my hair, saying, "Hey, come here." I immediately yank. I was gonna say yeet, but I couldn't fit yeet in. I immediately yank my hair out of his. Oh. I immediately yank my hair out of his hand and I book it the last block, sprinting to my house, and I can hear him running behind me. I turn the corner sharply and I am briefly out of his sight. Luckily, the initial entryway to the patio has been left open by accident, and I run in through the door and I slam it shut. I hear his footsteps stop outside, followed by silence. As I go upstairs and I look through our front window, I see him walking away into the construction site. Experience number 2. I had a friend that lived a couple blocks from where I was, along the same stretch of beach. After hanging out one day, I decided to head back home around sunset. I've walked this way many times and it's just barely light outside still. Only a 5-minute walk, so I figure that I'll be home before dark. Okay, lawnmower is really picking up now. Lawnmower, why? How can neighbors be so inconsiderate? They're like mowing their yard and stuff. Like, how could they? Alright, I guess we can just chat for a sec while Lawnmower does its thing. Mr. Mills, what's going on, man? Hope you enjoy Lawnmower. Lawnmower killed dog. I don't know. I think somebody actually did write a story about somebody mowing a lawn on No Sleep a while back. I forgot what it was. I think it was something like, my neighbor's been mowing his lawn for like 25 hours straight. Whoa, Lawnmower is getting aggressive. We've angered the Lawnmower. Where are you, Lawnmower? I'm just gonna have nightmares of the Lawnmower whirring in my dreams. Just like last time, I can hear a lawnmower and I can't tell which one is real and which is on the stream. It's part of the immersion. Good to see you. Mr. Mill says, "Yo, what's poppin', creeps? Been playing more basketball." Um, yeah, a little bit actually. I played yesterday, I think. Yeah, I played yesterday. Been doing that a decent amount. It's been fun. Hey, Carlos, how's it going? Mr. Creeps creeping in the window, a lawnmower person. You know it. Yeah, I agree with you, Styles. There's like a sense of like nostalgia with lawnmower noises. I don't know if it's just because like you wake up in the morning on like a Saturday, or like you wake up and it's like you hear people mowing your lawns. You're like, hey, it just like reminds you of summertime, I guess. That was an awful description, but yeah, I think it's just nostalgic in a way. But now that like recording a bunch, it's like the bane of my existence. Yeah, white noise. I've written like 2 or 3 in Nikolai, and they weren't very good. I should probably make a playlist in the channel. I want to write another one sometime. And I titled it very poorly, I would say, the like longer one. Very poorly titled. Yeah, I think there's 3 of them I've written and posted on the channel. I wrote one. It was like, oh, did the lawnmower turn off? No, they're mowing the lawn closer. This lawnmower seems it's like silent though. Oh no, there's 2 lawnmowers. This is my worst nightmare. What was I saying though? Yeah, 3 stories. The first one was like it was like some time. It was like 2:30 a.m. or something like that. I don't remember the exact time, but it was based off for like a week in a row. I woke up at the same time. I woke up at the same time every night, and it was strange. It was like 5 days in a row. I woke up at like 2:31, I think is what it was. Um, and I wrote that, and I was like, this is weird. And then I made some goofy story about it. The second one was, I think I called it Floor Zero. And it was about like this guy that didn't enjoy like his 9 to 5 job or something. So, and he was always stuck working late. And something happened where he took the elevator down to like floor 0, which was like below the main floor. Not the basement, but like the below the basement. I don't know. And like something happens, I forgot. And then the third one, It Came in the Snow, which was very poorly titled. But it became somewhat memey. And that one was okay. That was like a longer one, but I want to write more. Do other people hear weird stuff when they're around a fan that's on? Sometimes. I'm definitely a person that likes to like sleep with like white noise. So I don't know if it's just you hear something and like you imagine it. I just don't like sleeping in like silence. They're multiplying. I don't like lawnmowers. I used to live in a subtropical region. The grass would grow super fast, and we had a really big backyard. Yeah, I guess it definitely depends on where you're from. Shark biscuit. Yeah, have a good lunch. Styles joking about lawnmower noses. How could you? I'm gonna run outside and just tell them to stop mowing their lawns. I swear the titles in your channel are half the charm. Yeah, and titles are just, some of them are just so goofy. Creeps, do you enjoy stories that have more lore and action in them rather than just purely scary stuff? I guess it depends. I definitely like when like you can build the story around, or like build like the lore behind a story, or just because I think a few of my like very favorite ones were obviously like pen pal and stuff like that, but oh my gosh, they're so loud now. There was one called like On a Hill. I think it was written by Michael Whitehouse, I think, and he was like a really big creepypasta author, or just like horror genre. And I love that story. Just like longer stories where you can build it is really nice. But I don't know, like purely scary ones are nice too. Like if I ever come across a story that can actually like that'll actually scare me, like there was one I read the other day. It was by I forgot who it was, but it was like such a simple idea, but just the concept of it scared me for some reason. Just a simple like neighborhood, like nothing bad ever happens there. It might have been like a gated community in the story or something like that. So just a simple like suburban neighborhood, maybe like more upper class neighborhood, and there's just this bunny, like a guy in a bunny costume that's just like completely like worn down and just super creepy, and he just stands and looks at people, doesn't say anything. So then the main character of the story like notices this, and then they'll like yell at the bunny or the guy in the bunny suit, and bunny won't say anything. Bunny will just walk away, and then more people in the neighborhood start to see him too, and everybody's just like, okay, this guy is just some weirdo. It's just a person, but he doesn't really do anything. He just stands there and stares, and the main character is just like doesn't like it the entire time. So fast forward to it's like one night the main character can't fall asleep or something like that. It's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning, just the middle of the night, and she hears like a window break downstairs and immediately thinks it's like, oh, it's got to be somebody's breaking in or just whatever. And she's laying in bed just like pitch black, all the lights are off, and then just through like their doorway is slightly cracked. I think it's so they can hear their kid or something. And she can just see like the outline of the bunny face just illuminated slightly through, just like the moon through the window or something like that. And she freaks out and like runs after him and starts attacking him and stuff like that. And the guy tries to run away, and then I think she like tackles him out on her front lawn or something like that. And she has either like some sort of like bat or like a hammer or something just to defend herself. And she starts just going at the guy, but when she hits him, he has like the consistency of like a stuffed animal or something like that. And like there's just give to him. So I think as soon as she did that, she was just like, what? And then she freaked out, and then the guy ran away. And it just kind of ends where like they haven't seen him in a long time, but he would probably come back. I don't know, just the idea of like it actually being like a real stuffed animal was just weird for some reason. I would recommend reading the story. I'll probably narrate it on the channel. But yeah, it probably doesn't sound as good when I just kind of briefly overview it, but it's really good. It scared me for some reason. It just made me uneasy. I was terrorized by an undead chicken sandwich. That is the best story I've ever read. It's just a funny title. It actually wasn't that bad. It was a pretty good story. It was just a goofy title. Yeah, good lucks. Nikolai, yeah, good luck on your finals. It's changing my, whatever happened to Wolf Lake? Yeah, Wolf Lake will continue. The author is just doing a few other projects right now. I want to try to, okay, the mowers have slightly calmed down. I tried to shoot and I missed. Okay, let's try this. And the mowers are back. Nope, I lied. They're back. Da, 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 da. Gabriel, I'm back. Alright, I don't know if I'll be able to continue recording. This is really disappointing. Because I think the mowers have no end in sight. So you guys most likely got one dog story today. Which is highly disappointing, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Starting on some tunes, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, and then, John, I do plan to narrate your Fallen Angel story. And my apologies, I've been a little slow on that. But I do want to finish that as well. Let's do some slow tunes. Da, 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 da. Nope, nope. I like this tune. You gotta listen to that one sometime. Yeah, and Mr. Mills, I'll try to do the Nocturnal story too. The long ones are tough. They make it hard to sit down and record for that long. Because I try to do like one long story a week. And it's just tough. Those ones, they just take a lot of time to record, obviously, because they're longer. But I do enjoy them. Yeah, looks like this stream was taken over by lawnmowers. I apologize. But hey, what are you gonna do? Quiet one, cats are doing well. They're sleeping right now. Obviously, they're not bothered by the lawnmowers. They probably enjoy it. They have like a chair they both sit on. And they just stare out the window at all at birds. Birds, we call them burbs for some reason. And they just stare at birds all day. And it's honestly a nice life if you think about it. But yeah, no, they're doing really well. But hey. News story, 10 rules for narrating creepypastas on livestream. Rule 1. If you hear a mower in the background, immediately crawl under a nearby desk or object. If you don't. Now the lawnmowers are talking now. That was scary. They're coming. Honestly, that is a really good idea. If somebody did that, I would totally narrate it. Because I think people would be really interested in it. If somebody wrote a rules story based on narrating stories. That'd be funny, actually. Yeah, please somebody do that and submit it to the subreddit. I would be interested in that one. Yeah, no, the cats are doing well. Usually they only get a little rowdy when they want to get fed. Even though they got like kibble and everything all day. But when they want to get the good stuff, they get a little rowdy. But yeah, they're happy. Yeah, actually 2 stories. If somebody can write a lawnmower story, that would be great. And if somebody could write just a rules story for narrating creepypastas. Axel, if you want to do it, do it. That'd be awesome. It's just funny. Capped Miner, you missed a story about a dog and a guy named Dog. And lawnmowers. So that was pretty much the stream. Dog, lawnmower. Yeah, no, those would be really interesting. It'd be funny. Plus anything like rule stories are just so popular right now. Mr. Mills, Creep's favorite places to eat. I don't know if you mean like chain restaurant. Probably chain restaurant would make it easy. I don't know. I honestly don't eat a ton of chains. I like to eat like just like local places more. I don't know what I would give my top 3 chain restaurants would be. I guess I could break it down between like really, really generic, like, well, not generic, but like basic fast foods. You can do like your McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, I don't know. I guess between those three, I don't know. I don't eat them a ton. Maybe Wendy's. And then I like Qdoba. I mean, Subway's always good. Trying to think what else. Oh, Chick-fil-A, duh. Chick-fil-A is really good. Chick-fil-A is awesome, actually. The lawnmower is drone on. Yeah, actually, I take it back. I actually got Subway yesterday, so maybe Subway's number one. I like Subway. Yeah, I keep seeing videos on YouTube. It's the one dude that blew up on the Subway shorts. I feel like everybody sees him now. I forgot the guy's name, but I could totally see a trend of that happening more and more, where people just like post insider content on just like their normal, just your normal fast food job or your normal just like regular job. Like people will do it, they work at Starbucks or people work at just wherever. It's actually interesting to see like the ins and outs of chain jobs like that. For some reason, I just find it really interesting. But yeah, I'm rambling on. The lawnmowers are coming, so I gotta go, I guess. I don't know. But I'll catch you guys later. Sorry that we were interrupted in the stream, but I don't think they're gonna stop anytime soon, and might as well go eat some Subway. But yeah, everybody have a good day. Looking forward, if anybody want to write those stories, I would totally narrate those too. And if you guys got any good meme stories, I might throw one of those in every once in a while. Those are always entertaining. Pizza, homemade, big food chains, or mom and pop pizza shops. I guess I'll just stick to chains to try to keep my location. Chains would be... I don't know what would be a good chain. I'm lost. I'm just gonna name some off. Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut. Does that sound like a lawnmower? I think I've lost it. I think that dog story threw me off. I don't know. I can't think of pizza. Honestly, just like local places are always better. I just like local, like mom and pop places probably. Okay. I'll